Tonight is Tuesday, November 1st, and this is a meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Would you all rise, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance, and Commissioner Clements, would you please lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The next item is the approval of the agenda for this evening's meeting. Do I hear a motion?
Excuse me, we need a roll call.
Oh, yes, please do call the roll.
Commissioner Jones?
Present.
Commissioner Clements?
Here.
Commissioner Coast? Commissioner Lundy?
Here.
Commissioner Peralt? Commissioner Seibel?
Here.
I note that a quorum is present. And now could we have a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved. Have you all had a chance to look at the minutes for October the 4th? If so, are there any, could I hear a motion for approval of the minutes?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Any corrections, additions? If not, all those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. There being no old business, we will move immediately to new business. We have one item. It is a recommendation for approval or disapproval of a notice of intent, ordinance number 1189, an ordinance amending Appendix C of the Land Use and Zoning Code of 2010, Article 6, Administration, Section 6.1.1, Planning and Zoning Commission of the Town of Silver City Municipal Code. I know you've all had a chance to look at this. It was mailed out to us earlier, and wonder if you have... We did discuss this matter once before, and the motion to approve and recommend it failed. So it has been revised and returned to us. And as you will note, there have been some changes, including the decision to maintain 7 people on this commission and a couple of other wording changes. Do I hear a motion for approval or disapproval of this recommendation?
I move that we approve it.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
Just say that I'm pleased that our input to the council seemed to have made a difference. I really feel like, although it sort of represents the status quo, that this is a good ordinance, and I'm glad we'll continue to have a larger commission that will hopefully be more representative of the community as a whole.
I absolutely agree, and I hope we get some very good candidates to fill our vacancy.
I have a question. How many districts are represented? How many districts are there?
There are 4
voting districts.
4 districts. And how many people are on the town council?
5.
5, including the mayor.
Including the mayor.
I hold the contrary view.
As I recall from our previous...
Previously, I voted for this resolution to reduce the size to 5. So if I were to hold true to my beliefs, I would vote against this. These are my thoughts. As I previously stated, I'm an advocate of smaller government, not larger government. Secondly, in my lifetime of work experiences, I've never been able to get my arms around any kind of a concept that more people involved in a decision results in better decisions. I think there is never been demonstrated to me a direct correlation between the number of people involved in decision making and the quality of the decisions. A third comment would have to do with appeal processes. In our jurisprudence system, it seems that upper levels of appeal have more people, not less people, involved in the appeal process, such as a court decision by a judge can be appealed to a district court, of which there may be 1 to 3 to 5 members, and ultimately something could be appealed to the Supreme Court, which has 9 members. So the appeal process seems to graduate from smaller groups to larger groups. If this group went to 7, the appeal process would be reversed. It would go from a group of 7 to a group of 5. There are only 4 districts involved, which means 3 districts are going to have only 1 representative, and 4 districts will have, well, let's see, 4 districts have the potential of having more than 1 representative. So for those reasons, I don't favor this. Now, if somebody can offer an argument to change my mind, I'm not
Well, I'll be glad
absolutely
to try, George. I echo Commissioner Seibel's comments, but I also have something to add from the point of view of the chairperson, from the perspective of trying to obtain a quorum to be able to conduct the meetings and keep the business moving along in a timely manner. It's advantageous to have 7 members. As you see tonight, we have 2 members missing, and if one more of us hadn't been unable to make this meeting, we would not be having this conversation tonight. So it's my hope that with a larger commission, the problem of lacking a quorum will not happen very often. Is there any further discussion?
Can I ask one more question? Is this aspect of, and this is a valid argument, I will grant that. Is that also a problem with the town council? Yeah.
I know of.
Is it a problem with
The council.
them not meeting because they don't have a quorum?
Correct.
Very seldom.
Is there something that the town council does that we could learn from to help us?
Well, with all due respect, the town council is a little more important than we are. And probably
I don't think so.
the level of dedication, I know, George, but that might be a minority opinion. I think that the level of dedication it takes to be a town councilor would help people to always show up. Yes, Mr. Coates.
The level of responsibility, not that you don't have greater responsibility, but they are elected, and if they don't show up, more people are watching.
That's right. I think we should have a roll call vote on this.
I just want to add a couple of things.
Okay.
I understand George's points, but I think there's theory and there's reality. And reality is that we have had too many times when not that many people have shown up, and people get sick, etc. And the big government thing, I can certainly understand, but we're not costing anybody anything more because we are volunteers. And I have actually found it really valuable when other people will ask questions that I had not thought of or make comments I had not thought of, because
I
you
agree.
tend to, unfortunately, on an issue, you're starting to think in one direction and focus on something. There's so many aspects, and I find it really, really helpful to have other people give their input. So I understand the theory of it, but I think when it comes to the reality of it, maybe it doesn't work as well as we would hope it would in theory.
Right. And, Madam Chair, while I certainly can think of many times when a larger government is an obstacle and an impediment to doing the business of the people, I think one place where you don't necessarily want smaller government is in the aspect of citizen and direct involvement in their government. And I think that this all-volunteer planning and zoning commission is a good example of that.
I agree.
Just average citizens that are volunteering to give their time to help guide this community and the way in which it develops for future generations. And so, I think, and I certainly hope that there are good, qualified people out there that have a desire to serve on this commission. And I think 7 has been sort of the historical number of the commission. Mm-hmm. And I think that for the most part it's worked very well. And so, I could understand if there had been challenges finding good people to serve, or if there had been, total breakdowns that had occurred as a result of a larger number of people. But I think it's a system that works well, and I'm glad to see that it will more than likely continue.
Very good. Is there any further discussion? Would you please call the roll?
Okay. Commissioner Jones.
Yes.
Commissioner Clements.
Yes.
Commissioner Lundy.
Yes.
Commissioner Seibel.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Unanimous.
Unanimously. I'm impressed, George. Okay, are there any reports from staff?
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
Are there any reports from the commission?
We have talked about having people come in to present different things, and we talked about it a little earlier, and one thing that, of course, is close to my heart, but is bike paths, walking paths, hiking paths. And I know there are a couple of groups in town who have done quite a bit, and I think it would be really interesting to have that as one of our next ones.
I think that's a great idea for the December meeting, if staff could help to notify the people, and you're involved with that group, so perhaps you would invite them to come and participate in the community forum to discuss it and make a presentation to us that the community can learn from.
Would you like a report from groups that have been working on it, or
Yes.
the town that is putting together a plan?
Is the town also putting together a plan? Then
Yes.
both, I would think.
Okay.
I think that would be very interesting to hear both the community's input and the town's plan. The other thing that I'm very interested in is hearing a report on the infrastructure needs of the community. Things like, major infrastructure, like what's the state of our sewers, what's the state of our water systems, how are we fixed for the future in terms of big municipal infrastructure systems. And I know that might take a little while to put together a report like that, so if I could give you a heads up for sometime early next year for that one, that would be great.
I did want to make one comment on Sherry's idea for next month. We have 4 public hearings next month. It's going to be a long meeting.
Ooh,
Maybe the next one.
And so I just want to mention that in case you want to
January.
skip it, that one.
okay. Well, maybe we should postpone it. It sounds like
January.
a full plate with 4 hearings.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's schedule it then for the January meeting.
And the question about the infrastructure needs, are you asking this department to put together a report of what the other departments are doing, or
I
asking
would
the other
think Public
departments to
Works
come in?
would probably be the appropriate department to come and talk to us about that.
Actually, I would think utilities would be more appropriate for sewers
Okay.
and water. Public Works for roads, streets.
Okay,
Parks.
Yeah.
sounds good. Okay,
Madam Chair,
yes.
looking forward to going down to Deming tomorrow and attending a workshop on context-sensitive solutions for roadways that run through municipalities. It's a workshop that's being put on jointly by the New Mexico Transportation Department and a number of other groups. So hopefully we'll come up with some good ideas of ways that we can improve the state highways, and there are three actually that run through Silver City, and ways that we can make them more attractive and work for all different modes of transportation. So I'm looking forward to that. And also, not that this is particularly related to Planning and Zoning Commission, but I know that people watch this, so I remind people that the Lighted Christmas Parade's coming up this Saturday after Thanksgiving, and hope to see everyone out there.
I noticed there's a workshop.
As a matter of fact, I was a couple
floats.
minutes late because that was tonight at 6, so I went straight from that to this. But it already sounds like we've got some great floats planned. If you'd like to enter a float in the parade, the deadline is the 11th of this month. And if you give us a call at the Main Street office, we'd be happy to give you information on what it's entailed and help you in any way that we can.
And the theme has to do with the New Mexico Centennial? is that
Centennial
right?
theme this year, and then there'll be another Centennial theme again next year. This year, it's Christmas in the Great New Mexico Territory. And so focusing on New Mexico history pre-statehood and sort of holiday celebrations that might have happened here prior to 1912. So it sounds like there's some pretty creative theme interpretations happening already. Like I said, I just came from that float building workshop, so I got to hear everyone's cool ideas for that. But, the more the merrier when it comes to the Christmas parade float. It really brings a lot of joy to, well, the children in particular, but this entire community. And the Christmas parade's become, one of the signature events of Silver City. So I hope that folks will consider building a float and helping us kick off the holiday season in style.
That's great. And perhaps next month you could give us a report on the conference that you attend, if there's anything that...
We learned some exciting stuff. Is anyone going from staff? Are you going, Chad?
I'm going.
Yay. All right. Well,
All right.
one or the other, or both of us will talk about all the exciting things we
That
learned.
would be great. There being no community members present, I think we can dispense with community input for tonight and ask for a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.